Thwip.
That's copywritten.
Thwip.
You sing songs all the time.
They call me Spider-Man because I thwip it good.
Now thwip it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to clown around with Maddie and Marky and Nellii the buggy on the big red couch? Yes, bitches!
Woo!
Wow.
Hey everybody.
Oh, hey.
Hello there.
Welcome to the Graphic Ramblers show.
Graphic Ramblers show.
And today we are discussing Civil War, specifically Captain America Civil War.
The civilest of wars.
Yes. Truly.
Yes,
Truly.
the
It's
most
also-
civil.
It's also Cider Sunday here at Grambler House.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It is.
Also, real quick, if you haven't seen us, well, not seen us, heard us talk about Civil War, go check out our podcast, Civil War, the comic book.
Yes, the comic which the movie we are discussing today is based off of, mostly.
It's loosely.
Loosely,
Loose
very
adaptation.
loosely.
Yeah.
As most movies
Extremely loosely.
Yes.
It's
That's
so
okay.
loose.
Nellii, do you have something to say about Civil War?
No, yes, a lot.
are. Why don't we jump right into first impressions of the movie?
Alright.
Nellii?
Oh, why are we starting with me? I think we should go down, pick one end, guys.
Okay.
Oh, because you.
Oh, because you had an opinion.
Yeah.
I always have opinions.
Yeah. I liked it mostly. I had some problems. I didn't like. It felt like. I mean, this is assuming you have seen it. Otherwise, stop watching this video.
Yeah,
and then
spoilers,
Oh, spoilers.
from here on out.
But I mean, it felt that it was a good movie. I had fun. I was entertained, but I didn't like how they kind of went from Captain America being 616 Cap, which is about freedom and liberty, to being Ultimate Cap, which was about like America and freedom. Get out of my rights and stuff. I don't know why I went that voice, but yeah. Spider-Man was cool. Black Panther was cool. Wish Baron Zemo had worn the costume, but Nellii.
I wish that I had not read the comic book as close to watching it as I did. Because I left with huge expectations. Because I was very happy with the comic book. The comic book totally, I was like, oh my god, yas, bitches, this is what I wanted in life. And then I saw this, and I'm like, wait, there's no robot Thor?
What is it? Somebody
Wait,
put up
there's-
expectations versus reality and showed the splash page where it's like
Yeah.
50 characters fighting each other, and then they showed
But I mean,
Thor from the
it
airport.
served the story though.
Oh
that
no,
they established.
it had its really good moments.
Yeah.
It had its amazing moments. Obviously, it's a movie. All movies are not meant to be perfect. They're striving for perfection, but they don't always hit.
Well, I wasn't really it wasn't a big deal for me, the amount of characters. I'm glad that they focused on a small amount of characters rather than shoehorning every possible Marvel character all at once.
But I am going to answer myself like I did after the movie. I go, well, what was I expecting? It is Captain America Civil War. If they added more characters, it really is what everybody kept calling this movie, Avengers 2.0. Or 5.0 or whatever, 2.5.
Well, I mean, I think that choice, I should let Matt finish.
Yes, Matt, what was your thoughts on the movie?
I really enjoyed it. It's not going to become my favorite MCU movie, but I thought it was really good. It paid off everything it set up, and it just beautifully illustrated all of the work that Marvel has put into that world. That at no point do you question any character's motivations. Really, you're just yeah, no, that's definitely the way that character would think, because I've been following them around for almost 10 years at this point.
I do have something to say. This movie, you can really feel the beats. Everything was done on purpose.
Well, yeah.
Which Maddie and I went about this, but I'll tell you, like, it's like, oh hey, you see this part in the beginning, remember it. You see this other part, remember it. You see this other part, remember it. And then they called it back, but I'd much rather have a movie that I can feel every beat and be like, all right, okay, cool. All right, I understand this now. Then have super fucking sloppy beats, which was like, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on with
like Star Wars Shattered Empire.
Yeah.
Or Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
Fan Four Stick is just awful.
I think that, like, overall it was a fun movie.
Oh no, it was great.
I had a great time. I want to go see it again.
I've seen it twice already. So
at all times I was just like, Maddie, ah!
I think like the Spider-Man scenes alone were just the best Spider-Man movie we've gotten in 16 years.
In 15 minutes I was like, wait, there have been 5 other Spider-Man movies? I completely forgot those even happened.
Yeah.
Like,
so will this like kind of lead us into us talking about our favorite parts?
I think so.
I have a lot of favorite parts.
If you had to pick like number one with a bullet.
It's the part where Cap and Spidey have that moment together when they're fighting each other.
So good.
And he's like, "You got a lot of heart, kid. Where you from?" He's like, "Queens." And then he's like, "Brooklyn." And then he walks away. And I was just like, "Oh man, they would do that. Like that would happen."
I will say, like, the energy from everybody when on the title, it's that Queens. You know how every place that they were in, and you knew who it was, and you're like, fuck.
The audience popped, as they say. Like,
dude, it was so good. It was a great moment.
I would say runner-up for me was the Black Panther reveal. That was my runner-up moment.
There is a lot of good parts to this movie, and it's really tough.
Actually, no. That's the third one. The second one is where Steve kisses Sharon, and then Bucky and Falcon are in the car, and they kind of just like, nice.
All right. So since you picked 3, I'm fucking picking 3. Mine is the showing of the big stepbrother from Clueless, Paul Rudd, coming out of the van, just being like, "Ha! It's Captain America! I know you too!"
Oh no, you Captain America!
He just like touches his chest like Peggy Carter in the first
You're
Avenger.
great.
Dude, it's just so fun and so weird to see Paul Rudd. Like, I feel any part with Paul Rudd was really fun, like when he grows really big and he's like,
They put Paul Rudd in that movie, just show up and have fun for like.
Who are you again?
I like the part. Here is your shield, Captain America. Like, it was so like over the top, but it worked.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no. Paul Rudd was. It's so weird how the spotlight can switch so much in one movie. Because Spider-Man and Paul Rudd,
I think it was
Ant-Man did really well.
It was a lot better than, say, Avengers: Age of Ultron, which felt like really rushed.
Yeah,
like, I really liked Age of Ultron,
but you can tell in that movie, like,
but this movie's better.
Where Joss Whedon's heart was. Like, Joss Whedon's heart was not with Thor, so every single Thor scene was boring.
Yeah,
I really miss seeing Meow Meow there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in Civil War, it felt more. It felt tighter, in terms of everyone's moment. Because I think like you said, it has everybody as Avengers 2.5, but it's like Cap lives there, so that's why you have those crossovers. Than say Cap living in his apartment. You know what I mean? Like he did in Winter Soldier.
I also really enjoyed. There's so many good parts. Oh, I will say there was a really heartwarming part that like touched me in a weird way, like inappropriately. When Captain America and Bucky are in the ship and they're just kind of shooting the shit together and just kind of like, hey, remember that?
I wanted them to kiss because they were going down the elevator, but they were both staring at each other.
No, not that part. When they're in the ship. In the aircraft.
When they're flying to the elevator.
And they're flying and they're talking about the girl and just kind of...
Yeah, when they're getting off.
2 kids just kind of being cute, adorable.
Dottie, when they're talking about Dottie. But I mean the part right after where they're going down the elevator, but there's no words. They just like look at each other, and it's just like, they love each other.
I don't ship Bucky and Steve. I ship Cap and Falcon. So
I ship
Bucky
and Steve
more natural. I feel like they're brothers.
And
I don't want to see brothers make out.
Lastly, my ultimate ship is happening, which I know happens in the comic books as well.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to say what it is?
Well, you should say it since it's
go for it.
your pick.
Go for it for me.
I think we all know that Wanda and Vision are going to hook up.
Ah, dude. Like,
scenes felt weird to me.
I see you.
Yeah.
Different than other people.
Would you like to order a pizza? Hmm?
I ship Tony and Aunt May more than those guys.
Oh. I will say I felt so sad when Tony starts like, when he's he's doing the speech at the school.
Oh,
and they bring up
Pepper on a break or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford Gwyneth Paltrow.
That was such a like stab to like Iron Man when Captain America's like, how's Pepper doing?
But he didn't know though.
I think he knew.
That's the fun thing. It's like, it hurt.
Because you can tell Cap wouldn't be that petty though. He would there's a genuine like, oh, I didn't know.
He's just a good guy, nonetheless. Matt?
Gotta say, I really loved Spider-Man bringing down, spoilers, Giant Man, and referencing Star Wars. That made me pretty happy.
Matt, isn't this whole video a spoiler video?
I know, but that was the one moment that I was like,
the Star Wars reference!
Yeah.
They're milking their acquired properties because like, what is it when Ant-Man is inside the Iron Man suit and he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "It's your conscience." Like Jiminy Cricket. Like,
that's right. Yeah.
And he's like, "You're not using it a lot nowadays.
You're gonna have to take it into the shop."
That was so good. That whole fighting sequence was
that
fucking
airborne
perfect.
scene is maybe the best scene in a superhero movie ever.
That was like a straight up comic book scene.
Everything about it was like perfect. Spider-Man was quipping. And then my second favorite part is actually from that same fight. I loved that in just 2 scenes, they completely and fully established the relationship between Bucky and Falcon as like, no, I'm Steve's best friend.
Yeah.
No, I am. And they did it in 2 scenes with 2 lines. And my favorite of the 2 was hands down when he shoots him with a Red Wing, and he's like, "You couldn't have done that before?" And Falcon just goes, I hate you. And
that was really good.
Number 3, it should have been higher, but it's... the rest of the movie was too fun. This is like a serious moment. It's just like Robert Downey Jr. can say anything and deliver it perfect.
Is what you're talking about.
Is when Cap is like, I can't let you kill Bucky, and Iron Man just goes, "He killed my mom."
Yeah.
And
his voice cracks. He wants to cry right there.
Like it's like I'm gonna cry talking about it right now.
Like, son of a bitch, killed my mom. Like,
also, after the fight, he's like, "You can't take that. My father made that."
That's my father's shield. You don't deserve it. But that just like pays off like everything you've seen Iron Man go through in every other movie.
That was the difference between the comic book and this. They did humanize Iron Man a lot.
Well, part of that,
versus like in the comic book,
I think is just the fact that like Robert Downey Jr. is really likable.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to make you hate Robert Downey Jr. completely. But.
Yeah, I think I really like the Vision. He was just like so like delightful and
I want a Vision movie now. Like,
but but you talked about the Vision. And it was those little moments that you're like, oh no, he kind of really likes.
He's only like a year old and he doesn't know how to talk to women. So like,
but like when they were fighting and he's like, "How did you get distracted?" He goes, "I don't know. It's never happened." And it's when he's like, I got a robot boner.
Yeah. Boners. That's how he got distracted. The power of boners.
Boner. Trademark 2016 graphic.
Boner.
So guys.
Yeah.
Least favorite parts. If you had to pick one part of the movie that, for you personally, like came closest to like failing, what would it be?
I think that I didn't like how Cap became libertarian Cap. It's like no, like I don't think we should be they should be involved. Which I get that reasoning, but it felt kind of weird the way. Usually Cap has a justification, and it felt like he didn't have like they didn't give him a justification beyond like.
No,
everybody has agendas, but it felt like he was being more of a jerk than like sympathetic. Oh, and the Sharon Carter or Agent Peggy funeral felt like I get it, like why it was put in there, but I didn't like that it was put in there.
Or they could have like made it in a different way, like.
I would have just shown him carrying a casket. I wouldn't have done the whole speech and
No,
stuff.
all I wanted was him carrying the casket by himself.
Yeah,
dude, that
he
would
probably
have been
could
epic.
have.
Yeah, I know.
That was a really beautiful scene though,
It
where he was carrying the casket and like.
See, if we wouldn't have had that moment, we wouldn't have like seen that moment.
I think that moment though, it felt like you didn't give Cap like time to really. That was his girl, and like there was no like.
But she wasn't anymore. They kind of established that in the last one.
Yeah, but like.
And the TV. That's the problem with like the expanded universe is it's sort of like tie-ins. Like, well, if you saw the last one and her TV show, she's not Cap's girl anymore.
Yeah.
Technically, but in this you don't know that. But
it's like if someone you care about dies, someone that meant that much to you, I felt like there would be more. And then he hooked up with her niece.
Yeah.
And then which I'm fine with. Like,
but they did establish, what was it, the last movie that there was a thing going on.
So you kind of have to do some homework. Is the unfortunate.
Yeah, but I don't like homework.
It's the strength and the weakness of the Marvel movies.
Shit! How did we miss this in our favorite parts? Tony Stank.
Table for two, Tony Stank, table for two.
That's not what it was.
What does he say?
He had
package.
No.
But that's what.
Oh, that's right, Don Cheeto.
Yeah. Jeez,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, you know what? I hope somebody out there on the internet gets the cover of Outkast's Stankonia and makes a Photoshop edit with like Tony Stankonia.
Make this happen, guys. Make it fudging happen.
I'll do it myself if I have to.
Alright, least favorite part.
I already did mine. Oh, and I didn't like that. I wish that they would have at least shown. Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Baron Zemo.
I'm just kidding.
Did you see the concept art of Baron Zemo, by the way?
No.
It leaked they released it this week, and they had him in the pink hood.
That's pretty cool.
They didn't have the fur trim, which I would have preferred, but whatever. That's just my aesthetic choice. Nellii, Matt?
Man. It's tough to say. I'm not gonna lie, I liked the movie, but I did leave the theater hating it a little bit. Like, I was very upset about it, but I didn't know what it was I didn't like, because I really enjoyed the movie. Like, at all times, I was like, Matt! Oh my god!
She was.
Like, I wish there was more Spider-Man. Obviously, I wish there was more Ant-Man. How did we miss Hawkeye being amazing? Just Hawkeye leaves for a vacation, everything goes to shit.
Yeah. I like the part where he's just like, we're still friends, right? Depends on how hard you hit me. And then he gets thrown. Or Black Widow gets thrown.
You are holding your punches.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really tough to say. I did want more Bruce Banner in it, which there was none of it.
Yeah.
But again, it's unfair at that point. Like Matt was saying, if Thor and Bruce would have either been there, either one, they would have ended that like this.
Yeah.
Well, and they kind of make it make sense in like Cap doesn't have time really to seek anyone out, and they'd have to go find the Hulk. And Iron Man doesn't want to go find him because he knows he won't agree to anything that has General Ross's name on it. Like, they say that, like, if we wouldn't have found him, who do you think he would side with?
Yeah. Like... Yeah, and Thor would just be like, ha, mortals, you're so petty and tiny.
Yeah.
It's a callback to the first Avengers movie. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing here. It's 2016, man. It's been 4 years.
Good God, has it?
Yeah. It's been like 8 years, I think, since the first Iron Man.
I know.
So this is like the culmination of that little seed.
Yeah.
It's a nice little bush.
I don't know. I feel like there was something missing from it that was necessary enough for me to...
Extra oomph.
Something was off, and I can't put my finger on it yet. But I'll have it. Yeah. I'll find my finger on it soon.
I think, like, going back to your Ant-Man or Paul Rudd moment, where he's like, Hank always said, never trust a Stark. And then Tony goes, who are you? Like, oh, man. Like, it reminded me, it felt like a callback to, even whether it was or wasn't, it reminded me of that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where he's like, Star-Lord, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, man. And in Guardians of the Galaxy, they asked him, like, how much of a plan do you have? He's like, oh, like 12%. And Tony said in, like, the previous Iron Man movie, 12% of a plan. Like, that's my Iron Man impression.
There's a bear on the screen.
Yeah, I know. There.
Sorry.
Bear with me. Matt, what about you?
I'll let Nellii calm down first.
You ever been to the Black Bear Diner in Torrance, California?
I've been to the Black Bear Diner in like Arizona, and I've been in the Black Bear Diner in Oregon. There's a picture up on Facebook of me with a bear.
That's where I had my second date with Christine.
If you don't know who Christine is, go check out our Ladybug podcast. Yeah, Ladybug Anthology is out.
We'll promote it at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Matt, go ahead and pick your part, because we're...
Can I?
Yeah. I'm still going to be thinking.
We've talked a lot. And we've drank and talked a lot.
As much as I thought he gave like an amazing performance, Baron Zemo was a bit of a letdown. I think Marvel has good villains, but never knows how to use them entirely.
Yeah, villains.
Because he was one of like the better like.
He was very developed.
Yeah, but like, it all came down to like, and then it's just like, and then he just kind of surrenders to Black Panther and goes to jail. It's like, why did he?
Well,
what was it?
I don't know. I would defend it. I would play.
I understand all of the choices and that maybe they're actually going to bring him back, which would be nice. Mm-hmm. Instead of just like, and then Tony Stark killed the bad guy, unless it's Loki.
Well, I think like maybe they're playing a long game. I mean, I could be wrong.
I think they are.
But I mean, they're playing a long game with Baron Zemo. It felt like he wasn't necessary to the plot.
Yeah,
they could have had the conflict without Baron Zemo.
Yeah, they didn't know what his purpose there was. They just kind of kept manufacturing one for him. And
I think that he'll probably come back as the actual Baron Zemo.
Yeah, or I did think his motivation was really cool.
Yeah.
But his purpose for being there, like, there wasn't one entirely.
Yeah.
As good of a character as he was, and it's interesting, but...
I'm glad that he was a developed villain, but he felt like... Maybe because we're so used to villains with grand costumes and stuff that we want... Maybe if he had worn the actual pink mask, he might have been more exciting. But somebody online said, well, if they had set it up in Ultron, that the Sokovia military had like pink hoods or something, ski masks, that would have probably like set up that, oh, maybe Baron Zemo's in there. But then that would have given it away. Oh shit, they all wear pink ski masks. One of them is Baron Zemo.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought Daniel Bruhl played the part really well.
Yeah.
But they didn't give him a lot to do in terms of like why he was there. That's all I'm saying.
But I feel like they justified it enough towards the end.
That was the biggest weakness.
And that was a really sweet moment with not sweet, but it was a perfect character to have all of that information released to him.
Yeah,
because
Black Panther.
Yeah, because Black Panther was like, he lost his dad, dude. Like that's fucked up.
Black Panther had a really good arc. Like,
Black Panther was fucking amazing.
His hands down the MVP of this movie.
Yeah, he like in the beginning of the movie, like he seems like a kind dude, and then his father dies, and then you could see him like turn into Batman, where he's just like he just wants to kill Bucky because Bucky is blamed. Then he finds out it was actually Baron Zemo or Helmet Zemo. He's not the Baron, and
he realizes.
Bucky buying his plums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No.
Oh yeah, that was a cute scene.
Plum.
This one plum.
But just
to
it was to like show you how humanized he is now.
Yeah,
he's
especially
not this.
he's not the Winter Soldier assassin.
Yeah.
But I think like one thing they didn't make it clear with Captain America and Bucky is that like Captain America, he says like, well, people have agendas and agendas can change, and what it wasn't really like established is that what the Sokovia Accords was going to do to the Avengers was turn them into the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's
where they're
what
just
he's afraid
puppets.
of. Yeah.
But like there was something about it that didn't feel right to me, where it felt like Captain America's like, nope, I don't want to follow it. And if he had used maybe an example, like, look at what happened to Bucky, like that could happen to us. There was just one line like that, like, I feel like that could have like made everyone be like, oh man, like Cap is right. Which you see both sides of the argument, but I think Tony got the more of a spotlight in terms of his, like, see, he's just as right. And at the end, I get it with his mom, like. Yeah, that's like
in a summer where we had two sets of superheroes fighting over moms.
Yeah,
Martha.
Yeah, one of them like really played with more emotion. I don't want to like I don't feel like I should put somebody down to bring someone else up, but I'm just saying like one side maybe understood where the emotion should be a little better.
Yeah.
So
I think with the other guys. There was no.
That was a really good, funny movie.
Yeah,
it was.
There was no established relationship between the combatants as opposed to this movie. And
Will Ferrell was great in it.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Join us next time for our new podcast. Nellii talks about Will Ferrell movies.
I have a lot to say about Will Ferrell.
Can that be a thing? Oh my god! Yes!
We should just go like when they start filming where I live. We should just
I know they're filming Step Brothers too. Fuck.
Back to this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Overall, like, what would you say?
Go see it. Definitely go see it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just give Marvel your money.
Yeah. Go see it just for that last, not the first teaser, but the last teaser after all of the stuff.
All I'm gonna say is Thwip.
Mm-hmm.
If they're seeing this, they probably saw it already. If you didn't wait, that's on you, dude. But dude,
it's
fucking,
on YouTube.
Man, are you not just fucking pumped for that Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
Even if it has a bad name.
I don't.
It has an awful name.
I wonder if they're gonna do it like the years of high school. Like it's gonna be homecoming, winter formal, and then prom, and then graduation. Graduation like the Kanye West album.
Somebody pointed out that Homecoming is the title of the first Venom story arc.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck do we call ourselves graphic ramblers? And we didn't know that. One of them did. We're still good, right?
You know what? If you don't know this shit, like, who cares? Like
every level of fandom as well.
Comics is like it's like 80 years old now. It's 80 years old. Like, I can't be expected to know all this shit. Like,
you gotta be like Matt and read like WebMVD.
Like, I used to, like, in high school, or what is it? In high school?
MVD.
Wikipedia?
MVD.
WebMD?
No, what's MVD?
Anyways. Like, I used to be of the mindset where it's like, I would feel bad because I didn't know shit, but now I don't care.
IMDb?
Yeah, IMDb.
WebMD.
I'm gonna edit this.
This is great. This is solid content.
But it's like, it's 80 years of history and like, there's like tons, and that's just like, maybe if you're going with the world, it's just one timeline. With with comics, that's at least two. Maybe more if you're into the other shit, but it's like...
Yeah, if you read DC Comics, it's like you got Golden Age, you got Silver Age, you got Post-Crisis, you got Post-Crisis, you got New 52.
That's the amazing thing about comic books.
Yeah, pick your favorite and go.
You can legit have content for the rest of your life to read every fucking day at this point. I don't have enough
time in my day to read everything.
But you know what I mean?
But I have the freedom to read whatever the hell I want.
You could read one comic book every day of your life and still not have read all of the comic books.
Yeah,
probably.
But anyway, go see Civil War.
Go watch this movie. It's amazing.
Read the book too.
Yes.
And tell us what
to
you
our
think.
podcast on the book. if you don't have time.
Of on the book.
Also, if you're looking for comics to read, Nellii and her group, the Ladybugs, just put out their anthology. So
Yeah, we did.
So we'll put a link. Can they find a link somewhere or?
Just go to Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, you just message us on Facebook. Say, hey, I want the Ladybug anthology.
Yeah, I'll hook it up.
Yeah.
By hook it up, I'll tell you where to find it, or
Yeah.
you can buy it from me, whichever.
Yeah, message us for that. Anything else we want to promote?
Leave us content you guys want to watch.
Yeah. Rate us some recommendations. What's your favorite book? What's your least favorite Marvel movie? And we'll watch it.
Yeah.
Let us know, guys.
Tell us about yourselves. Like, what got you into comics? Was it us? Just say it was us. We'll assume it was us.
What got you into comics?
Dude, we're gonna have this discussion right now.
I don't know.
It's another episode, I think.
It
Be a
is.
good one,
Oh
though.
man, maybe tune in next time and you'll know what got Mark into comics.
It's gonna be like drunk history.
Secret Files of Mark Martinez.
And then we'll have Secret Files of Nellii Martinez.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
It's
that's not my
Martinez.
last name.
Yeah, it is. We're related.
Yes.
My name is actually Mark Lopez Martinez. We're both related to Slater. Mario Lopez, that's his name.
Because of our
confusing
movie?
episode.
Well, because of my dream?
Yeah.
That works. I just had a dream that Mark was a superhero and his disguise was a mullet. He would grow a mullet.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta change my superhero outfit and he just get a mullet.
Tune in next time for the Graphic Ramblers
Maybe
Cider
Mark will have
Sundays.
a mullet. Graphic Ramblers, sign off.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye now.
See ya on the flip
So
side.
long,
No.
farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.